Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit. Today, I'm going to make 3 different gravies you've probably never heard of or even tried. So let's get started. The first gravy is a southern tomato and bacon gravy with biscuits.
A true, old-fashioned southern classic. I ate this a lot as a kid and haven't had or thought about it in years until a subscriber named Sam Welford asked me to make it. And boy am I glad I did. It's super simple and super delicious. So let's get started. I'm going to start by frying 4 pieces of bacon until they're crispy, because everything is better with bacon, especially southern recipes. Now remove and drain the bacon and reserve the grease. In a medium skillet over medium heat, add the bacon grease, along with diced Vidalia onion, and then saute 4 to 5 minutes until the onions become translucent. And even though the base of this gravy is tomatoes, I never said it was going to be healthy, so along with the bacon grease, we're going to add some butter. Mix it around until it's melted. Then add flour. If you'd like a printable copy of this recipe with a full list of ingredients and easy to follow directions, visit thewolfpit.com. Mix in the flour until it's well combined and then let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Then add a can of diced tomatoes with the juice.
Of course, right now, if it's the summertime, use fresh tomatoes.
Give it a good mix until it's well combined, and as you notice, it's getting thick. Then add chicken broth, and the amount is pretty much up to you, depending on how thick or how thin you like your gravy. If you like thick gravy, add less. If you like thin gravy, add more. At this point, it's still a little bit thick for me, so I'm going to add a little bit more chicken broth. Give it a good mix and bring it to a light boil. Then add tomato paste. Now give it all a good mix until it's well combined. It's still a little too thick for me, so I'm going to add a little bit more chicken broth. Now season with a little sugar and a little black pepper. We'll add salt as needed at the end after we add the bacon. And just a touch of thyme. Now give it a good mix and let it simmer uncovered for 5 minutes. After simmering for 5 minutes, add whole milk, or for extra richness, add heavy cream. Then give it a good mix. Then add the 4 pieces of crumbled up bacon that we fried in the beginning. Mix in the bacon. Then taste for seasoning and add salt and pepper as needed. And then serve over, preferably, homemade biscuits. Yes, I did commit the ultimate southern sin and use canned store-bought biscuits. But on this day, I was extra lazy and had the attitude of, ain't nobody got time for that! So I used store-bought canned biscuits. But I do know how to make homemade biscuits, and to prove it to you, I'll leave a link at the end of this video. And there you have it. Thick, rich, and delicious, old-fashioned southern tomato gravy and biscuits. Even with the store-bought biscuits, it was out of this world delicious and brought back some good memories.
Now for the second gravy, we're making classic red-eye gravy.
If you're from the South, you already know all about red-eye gravy. If you've never tried red-eye gravy, you need to make it a priority. It's extremely easy to make, so let's get started. Now you have to have country ham to make red-eye gravy, and it can just be 1 country ham steak or country ham pieces. Country ham is very salty and can be overpowering to some people. If you want to tone the salt down, soak the country ham in cold water for 30 minutes, changing the water every 10 minutes. Some country ham is very lean, and some has a little more fat than others. This country ham is fairly lean, so I'm going to add some butter to a cast iron skillet over medium heat. Once the butter's melted, add the country ham. Then let the country ham fry for 2 to 3 minutes until it starts to brown. And don't worry about the crust building up on the bottom of the skillet. That's exactly what you want. That's layers and layers of concentrated flavor. After a few minutes, flip the ham over and brown the other side. If you'd like a printable copy of this recipe with a full list of ingredients and easy to follow directions, visit thewolfpit.com. Now remove the ham from the skillet and continue this process until the rest of your ham is fried. Once all the ham is fried, deglaze the pan with strong black coffee and a little bit of water. Now take your spatula and scrape all the bits off the bottom of the skillet. Then increase the heat to medium-high and bring it up to a boil. Add a little bit of sugar to taste and black pepper. And you should not have to add salt due to the salt in the country ham, but taste it at the end and see if you want more. Once it comes up to a boil, reduce the heat to medium and let it simmer uncovered for 5 to 10 minutes until reduced by half and slightly thickened. Once it's reduced and thickened, this is what it should look like. Now turn the heat off. Now add a pat of butter and mix in until it's well combined. Fry a couple eggs, make real grits, not the instant ones, and bake some homemade, store-bought biscuits straight from the can. And then you have a real Southern breakfast, minus the store-bought biscuits. And there you have it, old-fashioned Southern red-eye gravy with country ham, fried eggs, real grits, and store-bought biscuits. What a shame. Pour as much or as little red-eye gravy as you like on top of your country ham, grits, and even dip your biscuits in it. Or do like me and just make a mess with it. Good country ham is one of my favorite things in the world to eat. Add red-eye gravy and it makes it that much better.
And finally, for the third gravy, Southern chocolate gravy,
which is sometimes called sopping chocolate, because you can sop it up with your biscuits if you decide not to pour it on top of your biscuits. I know you want to say it's just chocolate sauce, which it is, but in the South, it's chocolate gravy. Because many moons ago, any roux thickened sauce, whether sweet or savory, was called gravy. I know it sounds weird, and most of you have never heard of it, but it's so good. And who's really going to turn down chocolate for breakfast? It's really easy to make, so let's get started. In a large bowl, combine sugar, cocoa, all-purpose flour, and a pinch of salt. Whisk everything together to combine the ingredients and get rid of the lumps. Then whisk in whole milk. Continue mixing until it's smooth and it looks like a really rich chocolate milk. Now pour the mixture into a cold saucepan. Then turn the heat up to medium and continue to whisk until it comes up to a simmer. Once it comes up to a simmer and thickens, turn the heat off. Now with the heat off, add vanilla and butter. Now mix it in until the butter's melted. If you'd like a printable copy of this recipe with a full list of ingredients and easy to follow directions, visit thewolfpit.com. Now like I said in the beginning, you can either sop the chocolate gravy or you can pour it on top of your biscuits, which is what I'm going to do. And this is something you want to serve immediately. You don't want it just sitting around. And of course, you can add as much or as little as you like to your biscuits. And I seem to be getting just as much on the plate as I am the biscuits. And there you have it, Southern chocolate gravy and biscuits. And I promise you, if you close your eyes when you take your first bite, you'll think you were eating an eclair. Chocolate gravy is not overly sweet or rich. It's just good old-fashioned Southern comfort food.
Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.